I now got everything turned on. I had about 6 clicks to get it all where it needed to be.
Yesterday, I was kicked out of Zoom for whatever stupid reason, and I think Ava probably logged in or something, and it usually doesn't do that, but it did, and it took me like, send the code, put it in. Oh, we don't recognize your device. Yes, you do. Send the code. Yes, you do. Send the code. I just like,
Some days I can handle that really well, and other days I want to just blow up. It makes me so mad.
It is so crazy how a stupid computer can make me so, I mean, I haven't been this frustrated in a long time, but when it goes really, really bad haywire, I get pissed. And I don't know what it is about it that just like sky high. I'm like, die machine, you know?
It's just like we have no control. We have no control. That's what does it for me. I mean, it's no matter what I do, I go round and round and round. I have no control. There's nobody to talk to. There's no way to get it resolved. And that touches off my buttons.
Yep. And then the other thing I think for me it is, and I learned this, so I used to work for the county, and we ran the little buses that picked up developmentally disabled people. And one of the things that we were doing, and gosh, this was 30 years ago, is we were setting up the taxi service as a backup remotes, and we were hooking the computers together. And I was the one doing that, as if I know anything, right? And I was the one in charge of doing that. And it wouldn't work and wouldn't work and wouldn't work and wouldn't work and wouldn't work. And I was so upset with it. And I'm like, none of it makes sense. And finally, the guy who ran the whole thing set me, I'm like, dude, I can't make it work. I don't know what the problem is. And he goes, the thing with computers is it's a black hole. Try it, doesn't work. Black hole. Try it, doesn't work. Black hole. Try it, try it, try it, try it, try it, try it. Don't know why. Try it, try it, try it, try it, try it. And this one finally works, but you have no idea. But you can't see. Like something mechanical, you can go, oh, I can take this apart, and there's a little screen right there. And then if I just like stretch that, it'll work. This is a black hole. And the thing for me, that's the frustrating part. There's no logic. There's a little bit of logic, but there's not a lot of logic behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I just don't, in my mind, I don't see how the whole thing works. Right. I mean, I've seen diagrams of it and what have you, but how stuff goes through the internet is saved in the cloud. What the cloud is different than the OneDrive is versus I now know the difference between the cloud and hard drive. And it's just a whole new learning thing, and a new vocabulary, and a new everything. And I'm so sick of people just pushing work back on you. Nobody does a darn thing anymore to help you.
I will agree with that. Computers were supposed to make our lives easier. I'm going to be done with my rant here in a minute. We're supposed to make our lives easier because suddenly you could do all these things. But what I see that it did is, in the corporate world, there was a person that did all of the accounting. There was a person that took all the minutes on the meetings and got them distributed. There was a person that handled all of mail and delivery, and person that did. And now it's you.
Exactly. It pushes everything down on you.
Yeah,
and you have 25 things to do where you used to have one.
Yes, exactly. And so I don't believe, now, have computers made us more productive? Maybe not, maybe not. Because I still see people, because it pushed it onto the individual level, but okay, so fine. So as an individual, I can technically do more. I'm spread really thin, but we still have to grow big to get staff to be able to do just like it used to be structured.
Exactly. They're just working on a computer and a machine now instead of doing it by paper.
Yeah.
And you still have to have the paper.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I used to do accounting forever, and the big gargantuan spreadsheets that were, covered your entire desk. And, but anyway, I am done. It is 6 months after, and we just have the two of us today, or three of us actually, you two and me. So interesting. Okay. But let's dive in, and they'll just have to catch up when they catch up. So Liz, out of curiosity, can you talk today too, sweetie?
Good morning. Yes, I can.
Yay. Sorry for the rant.
That's okay. I'm with you. I'm with you on it all. I don't like it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I want to just go through and kind of role play what I do. And then I've been doing a little bit more research and getting a little bit more information, and some of it just fell in my lap. David on the team, David Edwards, who's in Pensacola, well, he's in Maine right now, but David Edwards on the team is also he's building another business but he's been working on the stuff that he's learning because he's my accountability buddy. We share. And he came up with a way to interview people, which is an older way I used to interview, but I thought about tweaking it and I'm like, there's some good stuff in here. So I'm going to tell you guys when those 2 sentences come in and where they are and what I'm going to build in. I haven't tested it yet with this, but I'll walk you guys through it. But when I call somebody, I just literally go like this. So Kay, will you be Kay or Liz? Who's going to be my person that is the recruit on the other end? And then we'll just role play back and forth and kind of walk through some stuff.
Care, you want to do it, Liz? If not, I'll do it. I don't care.
Go ahead, Kay.
Okay.
All right. So Kay, is this Kay?
Yes, this is Kay.
Awesome sauce. Hey, Kay, I'm super grateful that you took my call today. And I want to explain the team and how it's structured and wired and everything. Now, I'm saying that because you answered an ad, so you came to me. I want to explain the team and how it's wired and everything, but is it okay if I just ask you a few questions about you first?
Sure, that'd be fine.
Awesome. I just want to know about you. I want to know like how long you've been in real estate, what you used to do. Are you niched at all? Just about you.
Well, I'm just starting my 5th year in real estate. I haven't really found my niche yet. I wasted like 2 years when I first got in with small brokers who didn't teach me anything. Then I went with Keller Williams. Their training was real great, but after you got trained, there wasn't any real support. And then I worked with Waters International for a bit, and everything went under the broker's name. And I had 12 deals, and the total commissions, and I closed 4 of them, and the total commissions was 27,000. And I walked away with 4,100. And I just said, that's too much work for not enough money. And I left them. Now I'm with the and that's where I am now. I'm looking.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to stop here 1 second. So you mentioned 3 things that are keys. You didn't have any support. You never got deals into your own name, and you hated the split because that's a hefty ass split. I mean, that's like you're on the receiving end of what, 30% there? Not even that.
Yeah.
15, 30, a stupid split. Okay, so you mentioned 3 things. All right. So now these are the 2 questions that, so normally I would just say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. And I might dig a little deeper, but I'm going to add in these 2 questions now. So this one I do add in, the second one I don't add in. This one is, so tell me, like, what do you want to do? What direction do you want to go? Like, what does it look like?
Well, what I want to get busy. I like investing. I like working with multifamily, and I like buying at a discount. I'm a part of this rent to own program, and I'm trying to get that off the ground. But I'm kind of in that general space, but nothing really specific.
Okay. Oh no, this is awesome. Thank you. Okay, so you want to get busy, investment, rent to own thing. God, that sounds exciting. So like, what's in the way? What's stopping you? What are the challenges? That's the new question.
Finding money to do the investments has been a real challenge. I'm raising 2 grandkids, and I charge a lot of my real estate stuff on a credit card, and I'm digging myself out of a financial hole on that. And I just, and then, it's lead generation. And I feel like there's just some days there isn't enough time in the day. And, I've got some systems in place, but I'm still kind of working out my systems, and I've been cleaning up my database.
Wow. Okay. Awesome sauce. All right. Thank you for that. That really helps me with what direction to take this. And I'm super excited, or I'm really glad that we're touching bases because, well, let me just tell you about the team and how it's structured. Okay. Now you gave me every clue I need on how to structure what it is that I'm going to talk to you about the team about and where I'm going to spend my time. So you had support, no name, you had money 3 times. You're really busy. You mentioned the grandkids, so it gives me busy twice. You're trying to launch your own business, which is a multifamily own. And so it's commercial. There's a commercial component, a resi-mercial, I'm going to say, and you're looking for systems, lead gen, specifically in systems. So Now I know the things that I need to hit on about the team. I need to talk about the fact that stuff goes in your own name, that we have a really good split. We've got really good systems you can plug into and massive support. So I know I need to really focus in on those. So here we go. So, all right. So, okay, I'm going to tell you about me first. It's the boring stuff. And then I'm going to dig into the team, and you can interrupt me, ask any questions you want to know. And I want to make sure you get answered. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. So here's where I go into the spiel about me. So, and what I'm trying to put on my side is, like we talked about yesterday, that I've got street cred, basically is what I'm trying to do. If I don't have street cred, the team has street cred. So my street cred is, okay, to catch the two of you up, where we did was I just asked, started out with, well, never mind, I'll do it again. We'll do it again. So I'll roll through, play with somebody else too. One of the two of you, so you guys can get it too. Okay, so I started real estate up in 2007. I ended up with a team, 5 buyers agents and an admin. We were doing a couple hundred units a year. Then they asked me to be a team leader out in Virginia and do a startup office out there. So I took that to 130 agents in a year. And then I ended up moving back to San Francisco and doing a turnaround office there, opened up my coaching company. COVID hit, all that mess of COVID, and we left. And I actually had a friend of mine that used to be one of my agents back in Virginia gave me a call right when COVID hit and said, Gina, I still want to work with you. And I was like, Gary, now's a good time. What do you want to do? And so we started working together 3 years ago, and we built our team, and we're currently, let these 2 people in. We're currently, I don't know, we're over 100 agents. We're in 36 states. I think we're pushing towards 125 agents in 36 states. And we have a focus on, and now I'm going to go into what our focus is that lines up with what Kay wants. We have a focus on systems and teaching our agents how to work with investors or how to personally invest in real estate. And we've got some really cool tools. Like we've got a database that is full. We have a database actually on the back end of every single property in the entire United States. It doesn't matter, commercial, residential, listed or not. It is all, someone's got cheaping, and I'm going to go with PF. Nope, perhaps it's Dutch. I muted both of you, so if you guys want to talk again, because somebody's cheaping out there. So we've got a database with back-end data on every square inch of property in the entire United States. Doesn't matter if it's listed or not, commercial, residential. It's got investors. It's got systems, lead gen systems. It's got marketings, mailings, everything all completely built into it. We also have some other things like bank. You mentioned that you were looking for some, buying some property at a steep discount. We know all the banks, and we know how to tell what banks have non-performing assets. We know how to find out what those assets are. And then we do a mastermind every single Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do a mastermind, and then we meet every single Monday. The entire team meets, and it's all on investing, creative purchasing. It's some component on investing, and that goes every single Monday night at 7 o'clock. So that's a little bit about us. It's a ton of information, Kay. What do you want? Yeah. So then I just toss it back to them. Okay. So that's what I do. Now, once I toss it back to them, they're going to ask me questions. They're going to ask me about how the split goes. I always break the split down 2 ways. I start off the financial side. I'm like, it's $149 to join, one time only. $85 a month is all your technology, all of it. I'm like, we use KV Core because people who know KV Core, it's known throughout the industry. Not everybody knows it, but a good at least 40%, I would say, of the people know what KV Core is, and it's very robust. I'm like, we've got KV Core for our CRM system. We use DigiSign for DocuSign. We've got SkySlope for transaction management. There's a ton of other stuff, but those are the biggies. But it's $85 a month. And then our split is, and then I walk through what our split is. I'm like, the way it works out is this. On EXP side, first year only, it is an 80-20 split with an $8,000 cap. Are you familiar with what a capping business model is? Yes, no. And if they don't, I explain to them, once you're 20,000, 20%, it's 8,000, then that's it. You're set for the year. And then, but on the team side, and I give them.
Does that reset every year?
Yes, it does. Good question. Absolutely. And I'll walk you through what second year is and every year after that. This is first year only. And then on the team side, and I walk them through worst case scenario, unless I know they're a big producer, I just walk them through worst case scenario. On the team side, we are a 75-25 split. with a $20,000 first year only cap. That's it, first year only. So that means after it's paid, everybody on the entire team, no quotas, no minimums, no nothing. Everybody on the team moves to a 95.5 with a $5,000 cap. Everybody. So you'll never take off 6 months of vacation or only do properties. And by the way, you'll get 3 of those with no caps or splits at all every year. You'll never have a year where you just focus in on you and you get popped back down again, because many companies do that. So you'll never have a year like
The
that.
95.5 reset again every year.
Yes, that will. That'll reset every year too. Perfect. So here's how the money works. Can I throw some numbers at you? They'll always say yes. I'm like, okay, let's say the check's $100. I make it stupid, small, and easy. So if it's $100, it's going to slide underneath the team cap first. So $25 is going to go to the team. And then the 75 is going to slide underneath the EXP side. And then I pretend to do math in my head as if I haven't done this 100 times. Let me see. So $75 or an 80-20, that means 15 goes to the company, and that leaves $60 in your pocket. So you're really going to be on a 60-40 split for about 4-ish, 5-ish houses. And then you'll never have that heavy split again. And then you'll still owe the team for another 4-ish, 5-ish houses, something like that. And then you'll move to 100% that year. Second year rolls around, the check's $100, $5 goes to the team. You still have all the coaching. By the way, I tell people if coaching was one of the things you would have hit, I would have said you get a direct link to Gary's calendar, one-on-one coaching, blah, blah, blah. If that would have been one of the things you wanted to hit. So $5 goes to the team, the 95 slides underneath the EXP. EXP's cap second year, it's 80-20 split. Second year cap is 16,000. So you would have, let me see, 20% of 95 is 19. I do the math again in my head, like I don't know what I'm doing. It's 95 minus 19 is 20, 75, 76. You're on a 76-24 when you start out the year, and then you'll pop up probably to a 95.5 for a transaction or two, maybe, and then you'll be at 100% for the rest of that year. And there's stock and revenue share and all that other stuff too, but that's just bonus stuff. And frankly, I mean, I can send you some documentation on it, but I just get extra money and it's awesome. So, and then those are usually the questions you're going to ask are stuff on how the team works. And you're usually going to ask the financial one at some point. And then I say this, I go, I don't mind. I mean, if you, and I'm very takeaway on it. And that's why it's, I don't mind. I mean, if you want, I can set up a Zoom with Gary and you can actually meet him and, you know, we can show you how we get our leads or all of our lead sources and everything. And they're always like, well, yeah, I do want that. I never have anybody who says I don't want it. I never have anybody. They always are like, because I think that they're meeting the big guy, right? So whoever the big guy is, it can be anybody you want to, they will always say yes. I'm like, I don't mind. And then I have Gary's Calendly link already pulled up. And I know my calendar sits in front of me and I'm like, okay, you know, look, he's got Tuesday at 2 or Wednesday at 4, like, which one do you want? And then I just book the Zoom. I book it. So it goes to them with their information, their email and phone number. I don't book it to go to me. And then I let Bev know that, hey, there's a Zoom at 2 o'clock with Gary and Fred, and I need to get that Zoom link. Because the Zoom is set up to remind constantly for them. And I want that reminder going to them, not me. I'll put it in my calendar. I'm responsible. I'll be there. And then I show up for the Zoom. And then pretty much I just let Gary run with it, because Gary will set up a first meeting, half an hour. That first meeting's a half an hour. And Gary will he'll basically kind of get to know them and get a feel for what it is that they are looking for and all that. And then he'll basically do the same thing. I can show you all our tools and everything. He doesn't show the tools on the first time. I can show you all the tools and everything if you want. I mean, that's fine by us. I'll show you everything. And they're always like, yep. And then we book the second one for an hour. And then you just stay. If they don't sign up right then and there, if they do say they're ready to go, then book the appointment and do a Zoom and onboard with them. Do a Zoom, put it on, have them go into the EXP. You can share screen. And I tell people, I'm like, if you want, you can share your screen and that way I can see what you're doing. And when it gets to the financial part, I'm like, you can stop sharing if you want to. It's up to you. Some people do, some don't. I'm like, because I'm not here to make you feel creepy while you're putting in your bank information at all. So some people will stop sharing. Other people will just go, I'm fine with it. And they'll just keep on running right through it. And, you know,
Okay, I have a question on this onboarding. I don't have a clue how to do any of that.
Okay.
How does that happen? Because I don't know what to do, and I don't want to lead somebody astray and look totally incompetent.
So do you know how to get to your site on EXP? And I'm going to run a share screen really quick. And let's see, which they changed things. So let me get this out of here. So can you see my EXP, this big bold blue thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's your name, whatever your name is in exp.exprealty.careers. Do you know about this site?
No, nothing.
Okay, so let's put in your name.
KPEC at EXP Careers.
KPEC. And here you go. And you can tell that this is you because your name's right down here at the bottom. If there's a mistake, your name will not pop up to your down here on the bottom. So this is your EXP site. So I will send people this link and I will tell them to go to EXP before we're ready to sign up. If they want EXP information, I will send them here. And then I'll also send them over to Gary's site. And I will tell them, I will give them the 2 links. I'm like, if they want to do research, I'm like, look, Gary's site's password protected. You can see some stuff, but there's a whole bunch of stuff you won't be able to see. And then they're like, fine with that. They know that they're getting parts, but they can't see all of it. But then on this one, I'll send them this also. And I'm like, click here to EXP Explain, and then click on United States. Whoa. This is very interesting. They didn't used to do this. They've just changed the site over. So download the presentation. You frusums. I don't want to do this. Are you an EXP agent? Whatever. Download. That's interesting. It used to just take you straight in. Okay, so they're going to get this. And the cool thing with this is it's going to go through everything EXP. And the page that I tell them to focus in on, if they're asking about, I've said all the money and technology and everything, revenues. Okay, and money and technology and everything. Where is it? Oh my gosh. Right here, these 2 pages. So what is this? Slide 20 and 21. So this will give them, well, actually slide 20 is the one that tells them what their cap and split is for EXP. So it just breaks it all down in here. So I give them this site. But anyway, so let's say that you have somebody that wants to join though, and you don't know how to do the join thing. So right here, I give them this link, take them to this page, join us today. They'll click here. And they'll just start right in here. They'll fill in this. And then once they get here, it will take them straight to the join app. And they're always going to have the same, I'll do one with you if you want, or Gary can do one with you. They're always going to, okay, 15 minutes. Interesting. They've definitely added some stuff in here, which is very cool because there was always, I need to actually go through this now that they've redone it and put in fake information. There's always a series of questions that they ask every single time. And one of those is, what is the name of it where they pull out 5% of your income?
That's your stock purchase.
Yeah, your agent equity program.
Yeah.
What is agent equity program? I'm like, they're going to pull out 5% of your income and you're going to buy stock at 10% reduced rate. I highly recommend you say yes. You can change it 100 times. You can have a big deal come in and say yes. You can have a small deal come in and say, no, I want it all. It doesn't matter. Change it back and forth every time I want to. But I highly recommend it, especially now, because the stock's only sitting at 20-something dollars and it goes, I've seen it go up to $88 to $100. So you want to be buying it now while it's cheap. And that takes care of the stock is not very much money. Why would I join you for stock? No, you want it because we get awarded it when when stock went all the way down, like what, $11 or whatever, I was like, woo, because every single time they award us, it buys us more pieces of it. I'm like, keep it cheap for a while, and then let it run back up again. And just a FYI, I was talking to Gary a couple of days ago, and I'm like, Gary, if we get ready to split again, I'm going to sell my stock that I can as soon as it hits a dollar amount. I'm like, what do you think of that? And he's like, yeah, I didn't do that last time, and I really should have. He goes, I'm going to do it too. So if the stock if they start talking split, we'll get all together with Gary and go, okay, at what point is the point where we're like, yeah, we're ready to sell, before the split. So take the money this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my money that I'm vested. I'm going to sell my stock that I invested when it gets up to a certain amount, because after the split, the last split, it went up above 88. It dropped down after the split to 44, which means no change in value because there was a split. But then it went all the way down again after that, and it started creeping down into the 20s again. And that's when you go back in and purchase it again. So because it just makes sense to do that. So I'm betting on that same type of a scenario again. All right. But that's what I do. And I do it with them because if they're having questions, I can't tell you how many people have said, yes, I'm going to sign up. And then they don't. They just don't. Oh, this got in the way and that got in the way. And I got to tell you, in recruiting, your enemy is time. That's your enemy. The more time that passes between phone call and getting them signed up, the harder it is. They're going to get lackadaisical. They're going to have whatever happen in their lives, and they're not going to want to, they're just not going to see the urgency. If you have them in a pain place and they contacted you, they're in a pain place, move when they're in the pain place. And then the other thing that I think is a huge thing, a huge deal, is you have to believe in what you're doing in order to be able to really kind of push people. Like, you have to flipping believe in this, because if you don't believe in what you're selling, then you're selling a lie and you're just trying to convince yourself that this is something that's really good, which is weird. You know, I don't think it's good psychologically to be in sales and not believe in what it is that you're selling. Like, I honestly believe that real estate is the best thing that you should be doing 99% of the time. And I honestly believe that I should be the one helping you. I honestly, in my gut, soul, depths of my being, believe that. I honestly believe that you should be at EXP and getting revenue share and stock. I honestly believe that. So that's part of it also. It's just, you really got to believe in it. So even at that, and that takes care of, I don't have production. Because I don't have production. I don't have this. I don't have that. That doesn't matter. I honestly believe this.
It's hard for me to honestly believe I'm the best person to help them when I haven't been as successful as I want to be. I mean, I believe in the company, I believe in the team, I believe in what we're doing, but I
So
got a technology challenge. I'm not the best person to help them. I don't understand all this stuff.
but do you have to be, okay, do you have to be the source, or can you point towards the source of the information? Because I don't know everything that there is to know and everything, but by gosh, I can connect you. And I know I can do that. I can connect you down, or we will go track that down, that information together. The world is way too big of a place for me to know everything. I do not know it all.
And
But
the
I
other thing
point.
is, they don't know that you don't know unless you tell.
No, I know it.
And
It's
they
like,
don't know,
it has
and
to
they
be
don't know
something-
they don't know everything either. So it's setting the expectation, just like Gina said, there's a lot of pieces here. There's a lot to know. This is what I know, and then I can help you find the resources to everything else. Like, they don't know what you don't know. You're the only one that is, kind of creating that story.
Yeah.
That you're not equipped to help them. Of course you are. You wouldn't be having the conversation. You would have had the experience to meet. It's just how you can help them where you are right now that you need to kind of, I would say, consider and focus more on, because you do know more than they know, and you can help them find the other resources while you learn yourself.
Mm-hmm. And that's how we learn.
So
yeah.
I know what I can relate to what Kay is saying. And I always think about, like, people are looking you up now on Google and all of these other platforms to see, how many sales you have and stuff like that. So that kind of
So tell your story.
my story.
Yeah. And here's what I mean. People are looking you up, and they're looking
Yeah.
they're looking everybody else up. So build a flipping landing page and throw that out there. Give it to them.
Gotcha.
You
So
tell your story.
I think I've been decent with overcoming it once we talk about it, because I do say that I was on a team, and our my sales didn't get recorded individually, they were recorded as a team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I kind of get around it that way.
Yeah, Kay mentioned that too, and that's a big deal. And so, and I really should have hit on that also, because she said that I never got before you guys came on the phone, she was like, my name was never on anything. And so sometimes I will lead into, look, it's not a traditional team. We don't operate like that. Like you're not stuck just doing buyers or whatever. You can do everything that you want to do, residential and commercial. We have training for that if that's the direction you want to go. And your name goes on everything. It's your name, your leads, your listing, your everything that comes in off of it, your Google reviews, your Yelp reviews or whatever else it is you want to be on. It's you. We build you, not us. Our name isn't anywhere on it. You can put Global Investor Agent on your cards because it invites conversation, but it's not our name. And even with me, with my team, which is Gina Hansen team, I'm like, don't put my name on there. Put your name on there. Like you don't need to have my name on anything ever, except for, when through EXP land, that's it. But that's the only thing. So, who does somebody else want to run through the beginning part of this again with me so they can see? Because I know a bunch of you came on after we got started. Anyone interested in role playing? All right, crickets. Let's go this other direction then. Did you guys have a chance to think about your story, your little elevator speech that kind of explains a little bit about you? Crickets again. Kay, you're awesome. Thank you for sharing with me and everything. All right.
So I'll jump in.
Oh, yes. Yay. Okay.
No, I was very glad that you mentioned the fact that for some of us, for example, myself, my past transactions, except for the one that you can find on the MLS, was recorded onto somebody else because I was, I had a conversation with her, and she was like, "Well, work with me, and I'll make sure that you make some money." And I'm like, I need to make some money. So my transactions didn't get recorded under my name, but I got money. So I was glad that you and Craig brought that up because, and also, as you were saying, tell your story, I immediately thought, all right, on my landing page, I create under my bio, that's the story I should tell. And then and 1 second later, that's exactly what you said. So I love the synchronicity of this coaching today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you.
How do you look yourself up to see what's really showing out there? I mean, I know I can Google search my name, but I don't know how to find what's showing on my real estate sale.
So there's different sites. Does somebody have an answer to this?
Well, like for me, it shows up on the MLS. And as soon as you link up my EXP website to the MLS or the what is it called, the IDX, it automatically brings up all the transactions. And it does the same thing with your profile on Zillow. Because you link up your IDX or Internet Data Exchange that's connected to your MLS and also EXP. It brings up your transactions right away, right there, front page. As soon as you click on your name on Zillow, you see your transactions. So that's one way to find it. You look yourself up on Zillow. Make sure you're not logged in as you, because it can give you like the background data.
So you just go to like Zillow.com and then type up your name, or I don't understand. I mean,
yeah,
I understand what you said, but I don't
know. Zillow.com. Make sure you're not you don't have any browsers that is logged into Zillow as you. You go Zillow.com, find an agent, and then look for yourself. But if you Google KPAC real estate, you will find all those links. Also,
That's-
anybody else has more insight?
There's a couple of other, you hit all the big ones. There's also a couple of areas and states, areas, I guess, that's really, really sporadic, where you'll see some other random website that has random realtor information on it. And the only way I ever find it is just by Googling someone's name and realtor in the state they're in. And sometimes some random thing will come up and I'm like, huh, but there's no rhyme or reason to it. Those are the main ones: Zillow, Yelp, realtor.com. Look, they're looking for reviews. And really what people do is, and we probably all do this too, to some degree in some component of our lives, where it's like, are you legit? And I'll put your name and I'll just look at the first 2 or 3 things that pop up with your name to see kind of what's out there and are you legit, which is why a landing page is great, because if it gets enough, it'll start popping up every single time. Tell all your friends to Google you and click in on that landing page. It'll start to pop up, because you want to control the first couple of things. If at all possible, you want to control what they see in the beginning. So, but people will say, hey, can I do some research on you? I mean, they will just flat out tell me, like, yeah, let me send you some stuff. If you can't sleep tonight, read it. It'll put you out. And I send them some stuff. So, and I'm like, Google me all day long. I'm fine with it. I really am. And I'm not, everybody knows Zillow's inaccurate. That's just inaccurate. The thing I look more for if I'm searching out somebody is I'm looking for reviews, and I'm looking for specifically good and bad reviews. I'm cool if I see a bad review. It does not freak me out if the response done by the agent is intelligent. If it's an intelligent response, I'm like, kudos to you, because it sort of almost adds validity when you have a bad review. I freaked out the first couple of times I got bad reviews, and my bad reviews did not have anything to do with me. It was other stuff. Like they said that my husband did a bad business deal or something and slammed and pulled me into it. And I was like, what the hell? And he did not, by the way, but because he's like, I don't know those people. And so I think someone was just trying to slam me with some bad reviews or pissed off at me. And the only way they could figure out to do it was that. And I was like, go to hell. And I had Yelp, I had it twice. And Yelp, who never pulls bad reviews unless you pay, pulled both of them. I'm like, this is not legit. And here's why, So, and that's what I think, but I freaked out both times. But it's not, I mean, I see other agents that will have 50 good reviews and 1 bad one. It kind of legitimizes them if the response is intelligent back. So I don't worry about that as much, but that's all they're looking for, to make sure you're a legit human being. Are you a scammer or are you legit? That's the main thing we're looking for.
I usually just tell them, I said, go to LinkedIn and look me up on LinkedIn. Everything you want to know is there.
Yep. Or just have the link ready, have an email ready with the link to LinkedIn, Gary's site, and the EXP site. Just send them to them. Might as well tell your story, because they're not going to look further. You gave them 3 links to look at. Those links, Gary's site, EXP, and LinkedIn, those are rich enough sites for them to be spending time on looking at stuff.
I need to go Google myself and see what's out there. I have no idea.
Yeah, and then some of these sites, they'll have like recent sales or the past 12 months or something like that. And then you'll see people that's got 20 and 30 sales and 60 and 100 and stuff like that. And then, I look at myself and I've got like 3, 4,
Yeah.
Um,
That would be.
so,
Yes,
yeah.
but if you were brand new over to the team, and you were like, oh my God, I've got massive support, and now I understand things I never did before, and now I'm ready to launch my business and go da, 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 da. And for you, especially for both of you, actually, because you both are leaning commercial E, which wouldn't show up anyway, then that's pretty easy stuff to still be excited about. I'm over here, I'm learning things I never knew. I get to move into commercial, which I wanted to move, and it doesn't show up. My old team didn't put my stuff up there, and now I'm leaning into the commercial side, and that doesn't show up either.
Gotcha.
Because it won't. Your commercial stuff's not going to show up there.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears for 1 second, unless you guys have other questions. I ran across a piece of news today and I want to just like throw it past you guys. You guys have other questions on this? All right. Who works near in a state that has Howard Hanna? Liz, I know does. Dutch does. PF might. I don't know if you do, Craig, and I don't know if Howard Hanna is in Texas or not, but you guys have Howard Hanna in the areas?
I don't know what that is.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of them.
All right. So Liz definitely has Howard Hanna in her area, and I think Dutch does too. Howard Hanna is based in Pittsburgh. I know they're in Pittsburgh, Ohio, Virginia. They're a regional, decent sized regional. Well, they're 10,000 agents, so it's not like, you know, huge or anything, but it's a decent sized regional. They've pulled in Ohio specifically, and I don't know how many other states. I just found this out this morning. They've pulled off of the MLS. And with pulling off of the MLS, perfect. With pulling off of the MLS, they're now on vol, whatever the hell vol is, but that means they don't have to do reciprocity in their cross deals at all. Which means if you're doing a buyer side, they don't have to pay you. So Liz, just watch to see if that starts in your area or not. But Howard Hanna, if that spreads beyond Ohio, and I'm gonna have Gary see if he's got some Pittsburgh. Well, I know we have Pittsburgh connections. I want to see if they can pull any Howard Hanna up there and see how far it is, and just really beware of your cross deals. If it's a Howard Hanna agent, that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, we know any Howard Hanna agents now, and they're not putting their stuff, if they're not IDXing it, and there's no syndication, now would be the time to call. So, my God, PF, I love your shirt. I think I've seen it before because you are Pedro, so it's hilarious. It's like a double hilarious. You should run for mayor, dude. There you go. Yep. So when companies pulling stunts like that, though, like, and like I said, I know it's in Ohio. So if you have any connections to Ohio or anything, that, oh my God, I need to run an ad in Ohio. Yes.
But I read an article last year, I believe it was, saying so they were actually pushing for the same thing, where a buyer's agent had to get paid from a buyer because there was a lawsuit from a seller that didn't think it was right that he had to pay for the buyer's side.
Yep, they're trying to push that, and there's pushback on it like crazy because they're like, the buyers are having to pay high enough as it is with costs because of inflation. They're like, they're having to pay high enough as it is. There's no way they can absorb that too. They just can't. Like, you'll shut real estate down. And so there's pushback back. It's interesting because in California, if I was in a Compass office in California, and I was based in San Francisco, and you're with a Compass office and you're based in San Rafael, an hour south, or an hour away, and we do a cross deal, even though it's two separate offices, independently owned and operated, same brokerage, they called it a dual agency situation. And in dual agency situations in California, you have a lot of extra paperwork that you have to do. You have to go pull like every other transaction you've ever done, and supply it. It's just a bunch of crap that you have to pull with this, or pull together, because there's all these laws around dual agency out there. And if Howard Hanna is not doing, if companies pull off of the MLS, and as California goes, so goes the rest of the world. It just takes time because they're crazy and they do crazy things, and then eventually it gets all the way out the rest of the US. But if the dual agency laws got that restrictive, the only thing they'll really be able to do is dual agency, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to dual agency everything. That's why they pulled off the MLS, obviously, because they're not going to pay anything on the other side. So it's like pocket listing everything. Well, there's all kinds of laws in different states around pocket listings. Bye, Craig. Oh, where are you going, Craig?
Atlanta.
Have a good time, sweetie.
All right, thanks. You guys have a good weekend.
Okay, thank
Look
you.
forward to seeing you Tuesday.
Yep, you too. We get Anna. Hi, beautiful.
Ah, there she is.
We never get Anna. This is truly a special day.
The girl woke up early today, so I didn't have to wait. Now I'm taking him to school to start my day earlier and get more hours in the day. So score. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday. Love it, love it, love it. Now, if Liz came on camera, I would consider this a like trifecta of fabulousness.
Awesome.
This is a good day. That's right, baby. You look good too, sweetheart. You look fabulous, actually.
Very sleepy because it rained a lot here last night and kept me up for 3 hours. So
That's okay.
You look beautiful.
what
Wow.
it is.
You do look beautiful. You really, really do.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I never understood why Liz is always off camera because you're gorgeous, girlfriend.
I know.
Oh, you're sweet.
Yeah.
Thank
with
you.
Anna.
No, it's true.
I'm multitasking because I'm online for my firm at this time, and so sometimes I have to. I'm clearing reports that need to be in before 9 a.m. So I'm working, and sometimes team members are pinging me, so I don't want that to be a distraction, which is why I'm off camera most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not at home. I'm in my office downtown, but thankfully we got kicked out for the summer. Too many summer associates wanting all that noise. It's like, have at it.
Yeah. And today I decided to call in from my porch so I
I
can show
love
you.
Your porch.
Yes,
It's
beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. I am so looking forward to this weekend, you all. Well, okay, I'm doing taxes, but I have a good attitude about doing the taxes. But as soon as I get the taxes done, I have a brand new weed eater and I'm going to geek out on my little weed eater thing, but I cannot wait to get out there. I don't even need weed eating in a lot of places. I only need it in one little area, but I'm like, I have a weed eater. I will be using it.
You're gonna go find some weeds to eat.
I'm going to find some in Florida. It's ferns. I'm going to take me down some ferns. By golly, I got it because the ferns
Wow.
in the air conditioning unit. They're like, get out of there. And ferns are our weeds, which is better than dandelions, which is what I'm used to. But that's fine. So anyway, I'm
But
gonna get
dandelions are good for the soil, believe it or not.
good for the soil, and bees like them, and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. And yeah, but the ones here in Florida have stickers on them. They're evil.
Wow.
I know, not okay.
Wow. Not
I-
okay.
Not okay. Ferns are much better. And then I have a big, long racer black snake, completely harmless, that likes to hang out in my yard and watch me garden. And he's very cute.
Wow.
No.
Oh, snakes in the garden is actually a good sign.
Yeah, because
It means that your garden,
yeah.
sorry.
No, you go.
No, you go.
It means that they're eating the things that I don't want to run across, which are like rodents, because that's gross.
Well, there is that. Also, it means that your garden has a good ecosystem going.
Ah,
So, you know,
So-
you have the right plants, the right amount of moisture, all that stuff. And yeah, snakes are very picky.
I did not know that. I have a black racer
Yeah.
and I have an orange tabby cat that hangs out here too. So whatever.
Nice.
Yep. I'm not going to complain. Oh, and a black bear, but we stay away from
Oh
him.
my God. Let's stay away from the
Okay.
bear. Yeah.
3 times we've seen
Especially-
him go by, right? He uses our house as the path between the airport behind us and the neighborhood, probably the lake. So he's probably going between us and the lake.
Wow.
So, yep. Anyway. All right. Well, you guys are beautiful. I'm telling you, Liz and Anna, you made my day. You absolutely did. I'm not joking. You really did. PF2, because I don't get to see you sometimes. And Dutch, hang on, that's a cool coffee cup.
Yes.
It is. Hey, thank you very much for role playing with me. I massively appreciate it. I am looking, it's just, Anna, I took your idea of doing an EXP, some type of a special, and I talked with Hoodle yesterday, and we set up another tighter timeline, did some restructuring on a bunch of stuff. I'm really grateful you came on in the lifetime because of how we're restructuring the pricing. So you did really good there. And we're thinking about what it is we're going to put it together to blow it through all of EXP. And then talked with Nick this morning, my Friday accountability buddy, who pointed me towards Leo Parejo. He's like, that's who you need to talk to, get in front of him. So it's just accountability buddies and conversations with our upline with Dan Hillsman and connecting me with other people. Those are, if you've got extra time ever in a day and you really want to have an interesting conversation, just call somebody in your upline and ask them if you can have 5 minutes of their time and pick their brains. Because It's amazing conversations, and you never know where it's going to go or what it's going to lead to. It's just really good stuff. So thank you guys for all of you. All right. Have really good weekends. Yes.
I just sent you an email. I
Okay.
was going to send it last night, but I didn't want it to ping your phone, you know, at 1 o'clock in the morning. But it had a lot to do with what you went over today, but it included an ad where somebody is recruiting for a team in South Carolina. So you can see the ad. I ask you, is this fellow associated with us? But
Friday. Oh, you needed to know. Did Ava send you? I'll find out. I can tell you how to find out the person's associate. Blah, 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 blah. Did Ava send you the rules for agent attraction?
no, not
Okay,
that I know.
I'll re-remind her. Okay, let me show you something, y'all.
But this was an excellent ad recruiting for a team like ours. It was.
You want to see it? This is cool, and I'll figure it out. So I go to the EXP directory, which I have web marked or web bookmarked. That's the word that I want. Let me drop this in the chat. And if I'm ever on recruiting and I'm not sure, I just pop into the directory really quickly and grab and see if their names are in here or not. And it's super easy. Just pop as much of their name as you know in and hit,
Yeah.
search.
I didn't have time to do that last night. I mean, I just ran across it. I took a picture of it. I was really tied up, but at any rate, everything's fine.
You are faster than the internet because I'm not seeing you up here, but as soon as I get it, I'll check it out. Thanks. So,
All right.
all right, you all.
Jeanette,
What?
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I'll wait until Eva sends the rules, but I was wondering. So I'm trying to set the ads this weekend for Austin and nationwide. I was wondering, do we have the permission to say, basically, if you join the GIA team, you have the permission to do commercial or residential with residential caps? Do we have permission to say that? Or is that sort of like a behind the scenes type of permission that EXP gave us?
It's behind the scenes. As far as I know, it's behind the scenes because you're not allowed to do that within EXP, but Gary has a special provision. But the way that I would word it is if you're interested in commercial, we have training for all of commercial. And if you're interested in the commercial path, talk to me because we have all the training and resources or something like that to be able to build your commercial career while you're still in residential. If you put it, you know what I mean? Like you're tweaking with it, you know what I mean? So that you're not. Yeah. You know, legalese around it.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
I would do that. And then you're like, what? It's fine. All right. I'll get the rules out. I'll tell Ava to send it out to everybody that was on this call today. Because I know that she was looking for everything and I think whatever, we'll figure out. All right. Okay, you guys, anything else before we go?
Thank you.
No, thank you. Massively appreciate you all. Really, really, really do. Weekends are blessed and beautiful and filled with sunshine and family and friends and all things good and relaxing as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys Monday night.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good
Bye,
weekend,
y'all.
everyone.
Yep, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.